All right, we're getting in preparation for NFC North Open Mic. We will be with you shortly. Let the butter flow through you. It's NFC North Open Mic with your host, Maiden and Mike.
About ready to get them roast posts ready.
What's up, Robert? What's up, Barry? What's up, Lions Talk with the Bad Guy? John Kapler. What's up, guys? Here is the YouTube stream thrown into the comments right now. Hop on over, give us a like. Where's that YouTube you say? I say it's right here. Yeah. Get it going, Mike. Get it going. Wait, let me put you on that right side. Welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFC North Open Mic Night. I'm your host, Main Event Mike. I'm the ringleader of this here circus. And behind the curtain, pulling the strings, it's the maestro, the producer, Mr. Russell Wayne. How are you tonight, Russ?
I'm good.
Oh,
Beautiful Monday.
It's a beautiful Monday, especially in the NFC North. NFC North is in the books for week 4 with 2 teams taking the L and 2 teams getting the dub. And we're going to talk about that as we get this circus underway under the big top. But like always, we start out with a segment we like to call Roast Posts.
Well, let's start from down here. You want to start? I want to trying to think if I wanted to go down, up, or up, down right here. But
you
we'll start
are
with
the maestro, my friend.
Well, we'll start with this one. This was an oldie but goodie. They're keeping it alive right now. They're keeping it alive, man.
Yeah,
that's right.
We've actually got another roast post that will really highlight how bad this is. Longest active losing streak in the NFL is the Chicago Bears. And look, Bears, you guys are going to get roasted today, man, and you know it, right? I love this one. The girl fight while the Lions are beating the Packers down. The
We're
Bears
bite
were
a
just
kneecap
loving
off.
it, right? You know the Bears and Vikings were loving that Packer beat down in Lambeau.
They were living vicariously.
Stephen Thomas, who is a trash-talking legend right here from the NFC North the Huddle. Don't forget, folks, if you want to see all these roast posts as they happen, or if you'd like to get your own roast post put right here on the NFC North Open Mic, just join the group. Join the conversation. It's NFC North the Huddle and Detroit Lions Main Event, MANE. There's a good graphic for roast post of the week, which we are going to kind of decide at the end after we look at all these roast posts. What's next?
Let's see. Did we do this one? Oh, man.
I love this. You've got a Packer fan here showing Amon-Ra St. Brown how many times his team has beaten Dan Campbell.
And I don't know. I think, is that you, Robert?
Is that Robert Bertana? Is that Robert?
I think so, man. I don't know. FTY was like, what does he say? FYT, go Pack, go. Yeah. Right there. Good evening. Good evening, Robert.
And there he is.
There he is, popping in. Okay.
Speak of the douchebag. I mean, speak of the devil. So here we are.
There you go.
Here's one from the Huddle, which I liked. I know it's kind of obscure, and it might seem like a mild roast, but it's just the obscurity, the crudeness of it that makes it hit so hard. Have you won a game since Elon Musk bought Twitter? And Jonathan Valentin Gomez from NFC North the Huddle has put, yes, of course, the sale was finalized back in October of 2022. And he has circled, literally, folks, every single professional sports franchise at the major level in the world, not just in the United States, but in the world. You've got Real Madrid, FC Chelsea. Even the Detroit Pistons have won a game since the Chicago Bears have won a game. This is it's a deep roast, and it takes a minute. Go back and watch this on the YouTube later and highlight
enough
this
of that shit.
Blow it up if you can, and look at some of the logos that are encapsulated here. It really is. It drives it home. How long this losing streak is going for the Bears. It's bad. This one comes from our good friend Detroit Jesus Melvin Griffin this week on Thursday Night Football. Bears and the Commanders. Could it be any worse? I think the the Commanders have a pretty good defensive line. That might be worth the price.
You will watch this. You will see it.
So that's going to be a tough one. Oh, I love this one. This one is actually from Detroit Lions News. It looks like it got cut off here, but it says, I love how you tripled it. At birth, baby elephants weigh about 250 pounds, making them the biggest babies on earth, right next to Packer fans.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
That's a good one. Oh, it is the Dan Campbell, Jared Goff stepbrothers take. I love it. Right after I was told that right after this picture, Jared Goff said, "Hey Dan, after we beat down the Packers, you want to go in the garage and do karate?"
No, I think that Jared Goff. I mean, I think that I don't know if he's going to end up putting his nutsack on Dan Campbell's drum set.
nice. Our good friend, the West Coast Stat Master, put this one out. He gave a shout out to Detroit Dom. This is Jim Harbaugh. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh did not say this, guys. When asked about would he be interested in coaching Chicago? Well, to take the coaching job in Chicago as well as be the best quarterback on the roster would be a daunting task.
The look on his face is the best part right there.
It's my quarterback.
Roasting those Bears today. All right. John and JoJo, reason the bum fans celebrate so hard, the rest of us get to enjoy this circus as these clowns act up for us. Oh, he's showing the all-time record. Yeah, John. John, are you John or JoJo? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's his burner.
Listen, Russ, I've learned a few things in my time on this earth, and nothing says balls are in her purse like a joint Facebook account. Okay. So, while she gave him permission to get on the computer, he made this meme. And, it's a good point, John, or JoJo. I don't know which one it is. But, back when we had leather helmets, your team was good. Yeah. What's next?
I don't know if it's by the power of Raw. It's more like by the power of, whatever my wife says.
Ryan Bunch, he's a roaster from way back. Lions fans forgetting they haven't won a playoff game since 1992, but that's none of my business. And by the way, sir, no way Kermit the Frog would demean himself by wearing a chunk of cheese on his head, okay?
Well, I mean, it is true. I don't think.
No, it is not true, Russ. We did not win a playoff game in 1992. We didn't even make the playoffs in 92. He's a dumbass. We went to the playoffs in 91. We won a playoff game in 93. He's a dumbass. Roast post. The kid like a nephew to me. I love him. Here, I bet he's thinking about other women. I'll give Houston my ankle, Montgomery my thigh, and Gardner Johnson my pec, and get handicap parking for the games. We could still make this work.
I bet he's thinking about other women. Oh my gosh.
He's thinking of a way he can get these injured Lions back in there and make a Super Bowl run, man.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
This next post is brought to you by the Tom Novans Corporation. No shitty post goes unaudited at the Tom Novans Corporation. Tom says people who get angry at trash talk miss the point. It's all banter. I don't believe half the shit I say. It's about having a laugh at your own team and other teams, but mainly the point of this group is to laugh at the Vikings. You like that? You like that? You like that? And you can see main event Mike's comment there. Exactly. And another one from Melvin Griffin, who's rapidly becoming a roast post legend.
A legend.
We should get him on the show one of these days.
That would be awesome to get Melvin Griffin in here. Maybe I'll send him a personal one.
And Detroit Jesus is now roasting the biggest Chicago Bear clown out there, Paul Merkel, who guaranteed a win turned into an L and no pass rush turned into 4 sacks. And this, if you see that, you don't know this now, but this post was made during the game. I guarantee Chicago smokes Denver by double digits. At this point, they were up 14-0. Okay, when he made this post. It's a lock. This game Sunday won't be close. Like he made this in the past. He made it the day of the game, folks. Denver has absolutely no pass rush. This is exactly the game Chicago and Fields needs to break this L streak. Don't believe Denver has no pass rush? Go ahead and learn something once in your Homer life.
Wow, yeah. Paul Merkel, sorry, buddy. I mean, sometimes, when you talk so much trash out there, and you do talk a lot of trash. I don't even know Paul Merkel, but I do know him from his posts. And, we're going to call you out on it, man. That was bad. That's bad. You got called out.
And they did lose the game, Paul, by the way. And you do have a crap offensive line, and that pass rush that Denver has, they only got 1 sack on your crappy line. So, yeah, let me tell you. They don't have a pass rush in Denver.
Well, there you go right here. And here we are, man. There was an unbelievable amount of haters in the
I never saw this one. I never saw this one. This is a good roast right here. From Benjamin Petts. Benjamin Petts what?
Yeah, we act like we won the Super Bowl, man. I mean, we do. I mean, it's a big thing for us, man, to beat the Packers. 4 games in a row to own them, to call it Ford Field North. Anytime we want to go up to the up north Lambeau cabin that we own, then we can go up there. We love hunting in Michigan. And yeah, so I guess we'll act like it's our Super Bowl.
I like it, though. That was a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What is this one? Yeah, you'll have to walk me through this one. David Gray, he's a legend, though. I mean, he's a good roaster. What do we got going? I've never seen this.
He's
one
just
yet.
talking about our trend. These are all the past seasons that we started out 3-1, and we're ongoing, but we missed the playoffs, lost in a wild card, missed the playoffs, all the way dating back to 1991.
These are years that we started 3-1, is what he's saying. Okay.
So we started 3-1. We're getting a little bit too big for our britches right here. Evidently, we're not supposed to be happy because we haven't won anything. We have not won so much. We have not won that we shouldn't even celebrate wins until we win something.
Yeah, but this isn't even a roast. This is just showing us stats.
I had to go through here and I had to grab all.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just knocking the lameness of the post. Here's John and JoJo again. His wife gave him permission to put this up. Only comeback Lions fans have is go on, keep living in the past. Past, present, future. The result is going to be the same for them. Okay.
So we've set them up, Mike. This is what we did. Did you notice the trend in all 4 of those little, like that? Didn't that kind of feel like it was almost like they were butthurt almost a little bit?
They are totally, Luke. They are totally.
Okay, then here we go. Good. Then let the butthurt flow through you.
The Dark Sith says, "Go ahead, Green Bay. Let the butthurt flow through you."
Let's see.
Honestly, though, Russ, have you seen more Lions fans boasting, or have you seen more Packer fans whining?
Definitely more of the whining ones. I made this one just because I went through all of the North, and all it is a bunch of Packers and whiners. And there are a couple Lion fans in there that think that we can beat the Panthers, that are throwing up some "we're gonna get them" type stuff. But,
I haven't seen anyone acting like we won the Super Bowl. I haven't seen anyone.
No.
I haven't seen any. I mean, we're celebrating a victory, but
this encapsulates it right there. And this is that I think this one wins it, but I can't make myself the winner.
I make you the winner, my friend.
Yeah,
you win.
You can make me the winner. You have the power to do that.
You win 2 ski passes to Mount Holly.
Oh, wow. I might have to give those away later on this year. So this has been the Roast Post segment.
And remember, folks, Roast Post is a registered trademark of the Main Event 365 2022, all rights reserved.
Oh, man. So we already have somebody that's waiting in the back. I did throw the link into the chats for people to join the show and get a little roasting in. And we have our friend John Kapler. What is going on? The bad guy in the house.
Take a look at the bad guy.
Green Bay Packers, in the words of Toby Keith. Who's your daddy? Who's your baby?
Oh, no. A Toby Keith reference. Oh, boy. Welcome to the show, John.
Who's your baby? Green Bay. 4 in a row. Beat you 4 in a row. I'm just saying.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. Get your ass out the door. We own you.
Okay, well, John, let me tell you, I got Russ all ruffled up earlier when I start to say that I actually saw some flashes from Jordan Love there that was encouraging, that this kid is not a dud. This kid is better than Justin Fields. If we see some maturation and some progression from this kid, we could be looking at a really good quarterback here in the next couple of years. What's your take on that?
It just reminds me of the play where he had to scramble out of the pocket. He switched the ball from his throwing arm to his non-throwing arm, threw it out, and I believe he completed the pass. Whether he did or not, the IQ to get rid of the ball with his non-throwing hand to not get sacked, God, he has potential.
That was a great play, and I love your call out of that. That play was to avoid a safety. He had Hutch breathing down his neck, and he switched.
Where he was, unlike Dan Orlowski, and got rid of it.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Team a favor.
There's a cadence here, John. Pay attention. Yeah, so he switched it to his left hand and threw it his non-throwing hand. That was a great play, but I think what you're saying there, John, is that's indicative of what kind of talent this kid and football smarts this kid seems to have.
Oh yeah.
And now, Russell, tell
he'll
us why.
have more of that once he gets more confident, you know?
Right, and once he can learn to not sail the ball overhead across the middle. Russell, go ahead and tell us why we're crazy on these takes.
I just don't think that he's an accurate quarterback, and to be one of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, you end up having to be accurate, or you're going to find your way out. There's not too many 50% quarterbacks that are successful in the NFL. But I will say this about their skill players, like they're acting like in Green Bay that, wow, Jordan Love's making all these rookie receivers all look good and everything like that. And I think it's the opposite of that. I think that these wide receivers, and you can back it up with PFF, these wide receivers and these skill position guys like Reed and Musgrave and Romeo Dobbs have been actually bailing him out because they have been having good games and covering up a lot of bad quarterback play.
Yeah, Green Bay not able to run the ball, generating only 27 yards on the ground in the whole game. They had 20 yards after the first half. Our defense was just smothering them. To their credit, Green Bay did outscore the Lions in the second half and outgained them in the second half yardage-wise. But all it took was that last drive to put the dagger in their heart. They were already too far behind. As I said earlier this week, it reminded me a lot of what Carolina did to us last year, where they came out in the first half and just jumped all over us. So really hard for Green Bay to dig out of that hole. Jordan Love was 23 of 36 with 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He had a rating of 69.9, which is not great. Jared Goff, on the other hand, 19 of 28, 210 with 1 TD, 1 interception. He had a rating of 86.9, which is a little bit more respectable. But the story of this game,
2 interceptions.
Jared Goff threw 1 interception.
1 interception. Okay.
1 interception on the first series of the game, and that's how Green Bay was able to get on the scoreboard first with a field goal, make it 3-0 to start the game. The real story of this game, though, is the same story it's been in the other Lions' 3 wins. They're able to run the ball, and they're able to stop the run. David Montgomery, 32 carries. How about that? Let the boy eat. 32 carries, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averaged 3.8 yards per carry, which really doesn't tell the story. The Lions put up 401 yards of total offense on Green Bay's supposedly vaunted defense. Brian Branch, the leading tackler, was 7. And the Detroit Lions, another good story here. Detroit Lions get 5 sacks on Jordan Love. They were in his face all night. They pressured him all night. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, would you? Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not already. We appreciate you if you are. Head on over to the Villain Squad. It's Detroit Lions Villain Squad on Facebook, and follow our page. It doesn't cost a thing, but it really helps us out. So head on over there. And if you got a comment, this is the open mic. Put your comment in. We'll try to read it on the air here. And we may make fun of you because it is a trash talk group. And I mean, we'll let anybody on here. Look, we got John Kapler on here today.
Look at that.
You got this douchebag in the building talking smack. They're going to let anybody on. I mean, it's me. So you are more than welcome.
See,
I get on the show.
He'll even roast himself.
I'm low on the
I
totem
love it.
pole. I'm Oscar the Grouch in a garbage can when it comes to quality. So if they let me on, they let anybody on. So come on, Packers fans. Come on in.
Yeah, we got one now. It
Vikings
says Paul
fans,
Merkel.
come on in.
There's a cadence, John. Paul Merkel.
The Bear, come on in.
Oh, boy. Are you ready, John?
The Bear.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
John, do you know who Paul Merkel is?
I do not.
He's a Chicago Bears troll. Okay? He's in all the groups. And if you're not a member of the NFC North the Huddle, I strongly recommend that you go over there and join that group. Also, Detroit Lions, the main event. It's another group that we take these roast posts from, and we talk a little smack in. Robert Bertana says Merkel is the original Nostradamus. But I think Russell Wayne will attest that I invented the word Nostradamus. So you're going to owe me a residual for that. Bear Down Mike says, wow, driving while on the stream. Talking about John.
No. Yeah, I don't want to. We don't want to witness accidents. You know.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Well, he did all of a sudden come on, or he's not on here anymore. Where did he go?
He probably whipped into a Sonic to get food poisoning.
What? Oh, we don't have too many smack talkers. All the Packer fans were running their mouths all last week like they was king shit at Third Island, and now they're nowhere to be found. And there's nothing to. I mean, maybe we should ditch the trash talking show and just talk football.
Did you say king shit at Third Island?
They thought they were king shit at Third Island.
I've never heard that. Does that one come from your dad or so? Is that one from the Reaches from the back?
That's a old 90s one, like early 90s.
I've never heard that.
It was back in the day when the Lions won a playoff game, probably around 91.
Playoffs?
Oh, wow. So let's put that on wraps here. Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers for the fourth consecutive time in Ford Field North, 34-20. As we said, two of the teams in the division did get a dub, one being Detroit and the other, the Minnesota Vikings, who beat the Carolina Panthers 21-13. That Brian Flores defense finally producing something. The defense bailed them out with a pick six touchdown to give them the win, 21-13. Kirk Cousins, who's been carrying this team in losing efforts for the first 3 weeks, has probably his worst game as a Viking, and they get the win, ironically. Does it say more about how good Minnesota is, or does it say more about how bad Carolina is, Russ?
I think Carolina is not a bad. I don't think either one of these teams are bad. I actually, on the morning show today, I had to backtrack a little bit. I had to eat a little bit of crow. In my mind, I am going to change my position a little bit from the beginning of the season. I had Minnesota not being able to recover. They lost a lot of pieces on defense at the beginning, and I did not think that they would be that good. I didn't think Brian Flores would make a huge difference. But in this game, you got Carolina, and I like Bryce Young. This kid's got one of the quickest release. I was watching his throws, Mike, and you were right about him. This kid's got some zip, and he can get the ball out of his hand in a hurry. And on the offensive and defensive line for Carolina, this is a good defense, guys. Like, them holding Kirk Cousins down like that to 21 points is pretty impressive. So this wasn't some candy-ass pushover team in Carolina, even though they're 0-3. Mm-hmm. So I thought that it was the most impressive, most complete game that Minnesota has played. And honestly, I think that they're going to be the second best team in the division when it's all said and done.
And I think Carolina sold out to stop the pass because Minnesota had not been able to run the ball for the first 3 games of the season. They sold out to stop the pass, and the Vikings were able to rush for 135 yards. And it's just like we said before, able to run the ball, have to stop the run. They also held the Carolina Panthers to 83 rushing yards. And to your point, Russ, Bryce Young, the kid he's pretty efficient too. 25 of 32, and he had 2 passes hit the receivers right in the hands, and they dropped it. Otherwise, he'd be 27 of 32. That's pretty damn good.
He's accurate.
Yes, he's an accurate passer. 93.2 rating in this game in a losing effort. And again, Carolina held to under 100 yards, and running the ball is big for Carolina. They've got to be able to run the ball because they just don't have the firepower to go down the field on you much. So, 21-13, good win for the Vikings. Congratulations to them for getting their first win of the year. They are not in the basement by virtue of the Bears loss either. So if you're a Minnesota fan, poke your head up out of the ground like a groundhog.
Yeah, I wanted to see if we could get a Jamez sighting out there. I just sent him the link out there. Jamez, I'm going to be nice to the Vikings today. You guys got to win. You guys deserve your flowers. I was going to give them to you tonight. I mean,
I love the powder blue do-rag on Justin Herbert, too.
Hey, I don't like seeing Jamez down. I don't like seeing Viking fans, down and out because they were wrong. We're still friends. Football's one thing. We can still be friends. We're still having fun here.
Yeah, Minnesota has the best quarterback in the division. I mean, he's slightly better than Jared Goff. We said it many times that they're basically the same quarterback, but I have to give Kirk Cousins the edge there. So when you have the best player in the division in Justin Jefferson, and you have the best quarterback in the division, you're going to have a puncher's chance. You can outscore teams. And when you're depleted on defense, you better have a guru of a defensive coordinator to maximize the limited talent that you have. And the Vikings have that. So week 16 and week 18, when they come to Detroit, when we go to US Bank Stadium, it's not going to be a pushover game like we might have thought. I think this team's got a lot of fight in them. And Kevin O'Connell, I believe, is a very good coach. Unlike that dumpster fire on the sidelines over there in Chicago, I think that Kevin O'Connell's a damn good coach, and Brian Flores is a damn good coordinator. They are going to win a few more games than I think we predicted. What else we got in the comments?
Well, we got some. I'm looking for some stuff right here, but a lot of that is for the Green Bay not love right there. We got Robert in here saying that Branch going down is the only reason that we put up any points. LaFleur and the coaching stunk it up as usual. Robert's kind of turning on LaFleur a little bit right here.
Wow.
So Robert thinks it's the coaching that's putting him in bad positions.
And Russ, you and I talked about it on the night of the game. When Brian Branch went out, there was a momentum shift. Right? Mm-hmm. You could feel it. You could feel the energy level drop on the Detroit Lions defense when he went out. So I think that's a great call out, Robert. Yep. I mean, I don't know if that's the only reason. I mean, quarterback being young, not being able to run the ball. I mean, those things. Yeah,
but Mike, they saw it too. They saw it from their perspective. We saw like an SOL type of moment at the end of the third quarter, but they saw that the only big offense that Jordan Love really put up was that bomb pass that shouldn't have counted. And they know that it shouldn't have counted. So that's just kind of like, that's got to give you a pause, because that was a third of their offense right there, or, you know, and so I can see where they're coming from, because that was a dominating performance up at the front of the line of scrimmage. It really had less to do with Goff and Love and more to do with, those guys up front were winning the battle up front, dominating the battle. First string, second string, whoever the Lions were firing in there. So
4 sacks across the defensive line in that game for Detroit from
Jeff Wright,
all different levels. So
fire Barry. Let's see. Here's Barry saying that, well, I think that it's Jordan Love's year to grow and will not expect any playoff appearance this year. I just hope he grows.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call, Barry. And that's what we said. I've seen flashes of it. I think the kid's going to be all right. I think he's going to develop into a really good quarterback. He looks so confident, man. He's already had a come from behind victory in this league. That is huge. Oh, welcome to the show. It is our good friend Jamez. Hey. How are you, Jamez?
I thought last week that you guys just weren't letting trash teams on, because I damn near watched half the show from the lobby.
I said, we're Lions fans, bro. No way we're going to discriminate against trash teams.
That's what I was thinking. But no, then I saw a Bears fan on here. I'm like, shit, no, it can't be that. It can't be that.
No, man. I think that everybody just didn't want to talk any trash for a couple of weeks. It's just like it's a weird thing that's happening right now in the NFL. But you guys look good, man. Yeah. I thought that the Vikings looked really, really good. That was the most complete game that you guys have played.
Right. And I know,
I like how we looked. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go finish your thought.
No, I just want to say, man, yeah, I like how we looked in the second half, but a lot to clean up before the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs come to town. I think Cam Akers, Davenport looked pretty damn good, man. It took him 4 weeks to play, but he was out there holding his own.
He got a sack too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Harrison. Yeah. He's passed his half a sack from last year.
Yes. Yes. Overproducing already. You gotta love it.
Harrison Smith had 14 tackles. At his age, I bet he's hurting the next day. Pretty good. But
I'm pretty sure he needed a nice ice bath.
I know that you're a Kirk Cousins supporter and defender. In fact, even against your own fan base when they start to run Kirk down. And my thoughts on this year is that Kirk's been carrying the Minnesota Vikings. Would you agree with that?
Not only would I agree with that, I got into it with a fellow Viking fan today because he posted. He said his words were, our win yesterday is the reason why wins aren't a quarterback stat. So I hit him back. I said, yeah, and the first 3 games are the reason why losses aren't either.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the fan base, man. We're literally split down the middle between the family. A lot of guys hate them and they rag on them. But this is what I would say. They better make sure the next guy we get, the rookie, whoever it is a damn sure bona fide player. They're going to miss that guy real quick, man.
I know. And it stymies me why you wouldn't re-sign this guy. I don't get it. Why don't they want him, Jamez? Can you answer that?
I got a couple answers for it. Not only is it, I don't really think it's so much of they don't want him. I think that it's gonna do it with the way they're trying to go with the team, bro. His contract just doesn't fit the roster, man. You got if we think about it right now, if we were to lose his roster and gain a rookie quarterback, the year after Jefferson, the quarterback, and Brad, we got Darisaw coming down the pipe. They'll only be taking up about 27% of the cap. Right now, they're up there. They're damn near 60 or something like that. But afterwards, if we were to let Kirk Cousins go, but the way I see it, he's willing to take a pay cut, man. We extend him for those 3 years. Give him that 3-year extension, unless what I'm saying. I think they wanted to see how this would played out, but I would have gave it to him, to be honest, man.
Right. That brings us to our SKOL acronym of the week, which is sign Kirk or lose. Okay, because you're making one hell of a gamble that getting rid of his contract and bringing in a rookie that you're going to be able to win with a rookie on a rookie deal. That's a sketchy prop, man. That's I mean, what, 1 in 50 can make it to a playoff in their rookie contract. 1 in 20, maybe. I mean, it's a slim number, and that is quite a gamble. Good quarterbacks are at a premium in this league, and you've got one on your team. Why you wouldn't sign him? Kirk's a very reasonable guy too. He's a master of the salary.
Trade him.
Overpaid. He's been overpaid for a long time. I think Kirk's ready to stay in Minnesota, take a pay cut, make it manageable to help the team win. But Kwesi just doesn't seem to be interested in that negotiation, and it blows my mind.
This is the thing about another thing to add to it, Mike. Kwesi wants to say this or that. Are we sure that Jefferson's going to want to re-sign and play with a rookie quarterback?
Right.
I'm not so sure about that when he's got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase trying to get him down there. And then you got to think he's probably, I would say he's the best in the NFL right now. There's other guys that are right on his level right now, but I got him at the best in the NFL. Can we guarantee even if he goes to Joe Burrow and he has to share Jamar Chase, he's still going to be that guy? He's still going to be great. But is he going to be top of the league great still if he goes somewhere else? We got to think about all these things, man. But I'm telling you right now, if they were to trade Kirk, now if he just starts throwing pick sixes out the ass and he just completely messes this season up for us going forward, which I don't expect to happen, okay, man, let's get rid of him. But if he's putting up numbers like this, even with the team, like I said, if anybody deserves to be pissed off, it's Kirk Cousins, man. If anybody deserves to cuss somebody out, like I said, that last game, he should have walked in the locker room and just got the choking KJ Osborne out, just started a fight, bro. He fired the team up. He should have just started a fight with him. I would have. Like, dude, you're making me look bad. You know how the fan base talks about me. You know how the media is going to kill me. And you're dropping wide open touchdowns?
Right. And you made a great point. They really needed this game, Jamez, or they were going to have to go into KC looking at 0-5 with a possibility of 0-5. And
oh, man.
And that is hard. And if they'd have been 0-5, you wouldn't be on any internet shows this week, I don't think. I mean,
I'd probably be here, but I wouldn't be as calm as I am now. I'd probably go full Alex Conley and just get the blasting the team from top to bottom if we were at that if we were at that point. But I'm telling you, hey man, I'm giving us a shot. This is not the type of game I can guarantee, and we'll definitely be the underdogs even at home here, man. But if that defense could play like they played in the second half, and if we don't make them, we got to be mistake free though. We're not beating the Chiefs unless you're mistake free. I mean, unless you make them guys make some mistakes. This is going to be probably one of the harder games we got all season. But after that, it's the Bears, and then we got San Fran. So we've got to make up. If we don't make up some ground here real soon, bro, it's going to be to the point where, well, you're not going to the playoffs. Like, what are we even fighting for here now? Now we got to,
Yeah, and this is something that we talked about. the first 4 games of the year were the hardest stretch of the schedule for the Lions. For the Vikings, it was pretty much the easiest stretch of the schedule because now you've got Kansas City, now you've got San Francisco. And you guys come out 1-3, we come out 3-1, and that could be the story of this whole season in this division race right there.
I will say this: if we can somehow get if we can get KC, somehow upset KC, and then knock the Bears off the next week. If I can get 3-3 before I take on those San Fran, I'm telling you, man. There's a reason why they scheduled the Detroit and Vikings games the way they did this year, man. The Vegas must know that. I'm telling you, that last game Detroit, that might have some implications on it, man.
I think somebody sprinkled some hopium in your blunt.
Yeah, I'm smoking pure optimism over here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think you guys might be a little bit far behind. I mean, honestly, I think that the Lions are going to start winning some games, and maybe I'm on the hopium, but when I look at the Lions schedule, I mean, we're 3-1, and I think that we just got through the hardest quarter of the schedule, in my opinion. And it doesn't. I mean, all these games are going to be favored in. I mean, they could rattle off 10 straight.
Yeah, they won't be favored against Cowboys, and they won't be favored against the Chargers on the road, especially if the Chargers keep winning.
You telling me that if the Lions win the next all their games up until the Cowboys, that they wouldn't have a shot to be favored in that game?
I don't think so, because they're on the road. So even if Vegas considered them an even match, the home team, you always
that game's in Jerry's world, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now, is the KC game in Minnesota?
Yeah, at least, thank God, at least for that. Yeah, it's in Minneapolis.
It's good. So you'll have a puncher's chance at that, especially with your offense. And that, you know what, the back half of Kansas City's defense is not that good. The secondary is not that good. They have some great linebackers, some good D linemen, but they can be beat deep. And the Vikings are just the kind of team to be able to beat them deep. So,
and Mike, I hate to say it, man, but hey, I hate to say it, and I hate to do the ref thing, but the Jets got robbed last night. But I'm hoping. I don't mind Taylor Swift coming, but I'm hoping Mahomes leaves his goddamn refs at home, man. I would be very shocked. I would hate to get. I'm telling you, bro. I saw so much at the end of that game, especially when he threw that pick. They threw that defensive holding about 5 minutes late, man. They found the charge to put on them guys.
Yeah. I'll tell you who really got screwed last night is me and anyone else that was laying 9 points with the Chiefs when they're sitting there at the freaking goal line at the end of the game. Just put it in already so I can win my bet. And they just take a knee and run it out.
You see, that's why you don't.
I hate stuff like that.
That's why I always caution against that whole, more than a touchdown thing, man.
That's why I didn't call you, because I knew you'd talk me out of it.
This one guy told me he only needed 7 more yards from Kelsey last night.
Sounds like you need to call me. No, but no, I mean when we're looking at this game, do you know what the spread is on this one right here?
No,
can you bring that up? I'd like to know that, because if this one is out of control or something like that, or over 7, I would go bet that immediately, because this is going to be a 1-score game in Minneapolis. I don't care what anybody says.
I think so. I'm hoping. So I know for a fact we're gonna give them a fight, but a fight ain't good enough at 1-3. We need an upset, and this is what I will say for Detroit. Now I'm gonna tell you, because we should have won that Carolina game by 2 more touchdowns. I ain't gonna lie, they don't have much. If you can stop Adam Thielen, I guess they're getting their running back. But I want the Detroit to understand that you are going against a very desperate team this next week, man. They're gonna be desperate in them up, because I don't think they're trying to tank, man. They got nothing to take for. Yeah,
they beat our ass last year.
That is a physical, big. This should be a part of the revenge tour. Yeah, and their defense, like they said, their front 7, their back half isn't that good either. They got a pretty decent front 7. It was kind of hard to run, even though Madison they had he was pretty good on the score on the stat sheet, but we had to throw our way out of that game.
How about Cam Akers? He looked pretty good.
He looked decent, man. He didn't for the short amount of little touches he got. He looked he looked all right, man. And they said he's a high energy guy, so we need that.
I think you can all officially drop Chandler and McBride off your fantasy teams if you had him, because I think Cam Akers eating it all up there behind Madison. So
I think that's going to be
the opening line. The opening line right now at US Bank Stadium is the Minnesota Vikings +5.5 at home against.
Okay.
the
Oh
Kansas City
God, that's
Chiefs
such a
sneaks right.
good line for it too, because
That is. I wanted that to move a
I
little
think
bit.
it
That
might
is
be.
nice.
Yeah. If that was 7, I'd jump all over it. But
Oh,
I'd stay away.
that's what I was thinking. On 7, I would that would
Yeah.
have been my lock pick. I was going to
See,
throw it. but-
that is a tricky line. Vegas is playing some tricky games, man.
They're all. It's
So-
unbelievable, really, how close they are all the time. It really is.
And hey,
It is,
listen,
I
guys,
swear.
can I throw something out there to everybody that's listening out there? I know this is trash talk and all that stuff, but we just like talking football. And if you're just not coming on because you don't want to get roasted or whatever, dude, don't be. We're not going to be hard on anybody on here. We're just here to have some
I
fun
am.
and talk some
You
football.
guys have seen John Dorn on here, right?
John Dorn deserves it. John Dorn should come on here and take his roasting.
Yeah,
I
so he's
can't
the example.
I can't believe you clowning. You ghosted on us, John Dorn. Shame on you, all that shit you talk.
Hey, we said in the start, leave your feelings at the door, goddammit.
That's right.
So let's talk about these Packers. They got the Raiders and Devontae Adams in a revenge game, huh?
He's about to cut a rug on him.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That team is a dumpster fire. Josh
Yeah,
McDaniels is the worst coach in history. I can't believe they even hired the guy. He is a clown, and he ran off Derek Carr, and now their team stinks. They got Aiden O'Connell playing quarterback, a rookie. And,
Yeah.
I just can't see them beating anybody. They barely got past Denver, and we saw against Chicago how bad that team is. And Miami put up 70 on Denver, and the Raiders could barely beat them. So I just don't see anything. The Raiders play on Monday night twice in a row, twice this season. I don't get that either. They weren't even projected to be good. I think that's a game the Green Bay Packers can and should win.
They should win, but I'm telling you, man, when a team's low like that, when they're at the 1-3 mark, I'm telling you, man, they're about to come out desperate against those Pack turds, man. I'm telling you, Devontae Adams. I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to be said before the game starts, Devontae Adams is going to say, "Get me the ball."
Right, and the Vegas odds are showing it as well. The Packers favored on the road by 2.5 against the Raiders. So again, that's a real tricky line, isn't it? I mean,
So
I would take straight up. I would take the Packers to win this one, but 2.5.
I would too, but I'm hoping for the upset.
this right here is an everything to lose for the Green Bay Packers, because I'll tell you what, right now, they better win this game or their season's going to be in a tailspin from this spot right here.
Oh, yeah.
If they win this game, I think they win the game and everyone's going to be like, okay, yes, they should have won the game. If they
They've been
lose
giving us
this
a lot of
game-
shit.
If they
They're giving
lose
us a lot of
this
shit,
game-
man.
I agree with
And
you,
we
Russ.
shocked the world. We're one game off their ass now.
I agree with you, Russ. If the Packers lose to the freaking Raiders, they stink. The Raiders are bad this year. And Chandler Jones is out of his mind. He's lost his mind. They got a couple of cheap shot artists. I've always been a Raiders fan because when you're a Lions fan, you always have to have another team, somebody to root for in the playoffs. And the Raiders were always my team for that. So it hurts me the day they hired Josh McDaniels. It would be nice to see Devontae Adams get some revenge against the Packers, though, I must say.
I knew something was wrong when the Raiders fans just outright hated the hiring as soon as he got there. Before he even took a snap, they were pissed.
Yeah, guy's terrible.
Is this true? Devontae Adams might be hurt.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
We might have to check it out. You know what I'm saying?
You know, if
But, I mean,
Devontae Adams
He's
doesn't
gonna have
play,
to be real hurt to miss that game.
yeah, if Devontae Adams doesn't play, I'll lay the 2.5 with Green Bay.
He's
That's
gonna have to be
right.
real hurt to want to miss that. That's been on it. That's been circled in on his calendar.
Do you
Right.
think he has a contract injury?
I mean, there's some rumblings going out there about him going to the Lions, but we just don't even like listening to that stuff. I mean, until there's a real reason to entertain.
Yeah,
it.
I've heard Lions. I've heard
that's stupid.
Lions Pack. I've heard of Lions Packers reunion. I've heard that the cowgirls are trying to get him.
Wow, he'd be dangerous on the.
I've heard those three. I've heard those three teams in the mix I think those three teams are for sure have the money too. So that makes them, better suited.
Could you imagine Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, and Brandon Cooks? That would be the best trio in the league.
Ooh, that'd be shit. Make Dak Prescott look like a Hall of Famer, probably.
Yeah, right.
He could be Troy Aikman too.
Yeah, for real.
Did you see Lil Wayne leading the Packers onto the field Thursday night, Jamez?
I saw that. He was out there, but looked like a little 6-year-old kid out there. I know.
He looked like Bryce Young's big brother.
Yeah, he looked like a boy amongst men out there for real. I'm forgetting how small that dude is, man.
I've always thought, I mean, he's a good rapper and all, but there was that one video where he like pretended to play guitar. I'm like, okay, this dude's the most overhyped dude I've ever seen.
He went through the motions. Damn, that's what the Bears got, the Commanders.
Bears and Commanders next week on Monday Night Football. Greg Rice said, can we flex this game to Wednesday at 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. God damn. And I feel, hey, that was my first time I really feel sorry for Fields besides the time Myles Garrett just ate him for lunch. That was I'm like, damn, bro, he's having a pretty good game. And then of course, but the way it ended, he's going to get some of that blame still, bro. You end on your pick. You're going to have to eat some of that because he had a pretty good game, bro. But I don't know. You got to go coaching, bro. Have a 3 touchdown lead.
I'm going to blind you with some stats here. He actually had the best game of his career by far.
Sounds right.
Justin Fields, 28 of 35. That's efficient, my friends. 28 of 35 for 335 yards. First time in his career he's thrown for 300 yards. He had 4 touchdowns and a quarterback rating of 132.1. The best of his career, the best game. His defense produced 4 sacks. His rushing total, his running game was on point, 171 rushing yards. They ran the ball. They stopped the run. He had his best game, and they still lost.
What's his name? Eberflus. That motherfucker's got to be kicking himself in the ass, bro. That's got to be coaching, bro. That's got to come from the coaching. Because we all know Denver right now. Russell Wilson, he's looked like a shell of himself since he got there. And I called it. I told you that motherfucker was going to be washed, man. Without Pete Carroll, that motherfucker's like a lost puppy.
Yeah, this is going down in history as one of the worst trades of all time.
Yeah, he robbed them without a gun. They say Kirk Cousins and people like that rob people because, God damn it, that's more what him and Deshaun Watson pulled off. Man, I need their agents as my life coach.
It won't even be complete. This trade won't even be complete until after the draft of next year. And it's already one of the worst trades of all time. Dom Conger says this is the Lions division. Book it.
Defend the den. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, and, Lions just living up to the hype so far. It's only 4 games in. Let's not get crazy, right? We know that's a long season. Anything could happen. We saw a roast post earlier from Ryan Bunch who pointed out that every time the Lions have ever started 3-1, it did not end very well. So we're hoping this team is built different, but it certainly looks like it's the Lions division to take this year.
The energy for sure looks different. And like I said, about 2 of those games, well, I won't say 2 for that. I'll say that first game. Matt Patricia, he would have found the way to lose that game versus the Chiefs for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I agree. Right here, like you said earlier, Jamez, Carolina, tough team, and they're going to be hungry, like you said, right? They're
desperate, yeah.
The most dangerous animal is a wounded animal. And Carolina is coming into Ford Field with no wins. And they are going to be hungry. It's a team they believe that they can beat the Lions. They did it last year easily. So this is going to be a real tough game, a trap game for the Lions. They're going to have to bring their best effort to beat a team with no wins next week if they want to keep this momentum going. So who do you like, Jamez? You like Carolina or the Lions?
Nah, I like even though I need the upset to get back in this race a little bit. I like the Lions, but I like a close game though. I'm taking the Lions by about 7. I'm gonna say about this somewhere around like I don't even know if they could get 20 points on that defense. Somewhere I'll say about maybe 21-14.
I like that call out because they do have a good defense. Carolina.
They got a pretty good defense, man.
The line right now is Detroit -9.
That sounds about right. I say 7. That sounds about right.
So actually, Carolina and the points doesn't sound like a bad bet if you think it's going to be that close. Russell Wayne, look at that look on Russ's face.
Hey,
tell me, Russ, is this train rolling and Carolina's on the tracks?
I think they are rolling on the tracks, but I think that might be a good bet is to take the points in Carolina, because I think the Lions might win the game by 7 points. I mean, I think they could win it by 5 points. I could see Dan Campbell getting down to their 10-yard line and deciding that they wanted to end the game and kneel down there and not get any more points. So I'm not going to trust my team to go and try to score points at the end of the game when it doesn't matter to run up the
Yeah,
score.
because I gotta be honest, man. I didn't like how Patricia started. I said Patricia. How Dan Campbell started calling that game versus the Packers in that second half, man. He got a little complacent, man. He was supposed to stick the fork in their ass, man. I understand they made adjustments. Their defense is going to tighten up a little bit, but he got to get in a little too. I know you got to burn clock, but he got to be careful doing that against some of these teams, man. They'll get back in that game.
I mean, if you watch the ebb and flow of the game, you'll see that the third quarter was a penalized quarter for them. So every time that they got the football, they ended up getting like 1st and 20, 1st and 25. Like they were making mistakes like that and getting behind the 8 ball a little bit and got some 3 and outs.
Then again, it's not the first time. It's not the first time we've seen the Green Bay be down on the scoreboard and the flags get to flying in Lambeau. It's not the first time we've seen that.
There we go. We finally got a Packer fan rap. Thank you, A-Dub. Thank you, A-Dub.
Welcome to the show, A-Dub. And I know you're gonna give us a take that's going, good win, Lions. And I didn't expect us really to win that game anyway. But tell me, A-Dub, did you really think in that first half that it was going to be that bad?
Considering what I look at from my team, I thought there was struggles we were gonna have. Like this is the growing pains that you have when you're one of the youngest teams in the league. Of course, moments like that can take place, and of course you're gonna have to take losses like that on the chin. Like this is something you had to expect to see happen, and I take it as a wake-up call about much improvement and much growth that we still have to undergo going forward.
That's a great take. I think we actually saw Jordan Love mature in the second half of that game. We saw a much better Jordan Love in the second half than we did in the first half. Yeah, he's got to fight, and he doesn't look rattled. Every time he makes a bad play, he gets right back up, brushes himself off, starts rallying his guys, and he's right back at it. So I think there's a bright future for this kid. If he could progress and grow, he's gonna be real good. To your point, Russ, Detroit penalized 8 times. Packers only penalized 4 times. Fortunately for us, they have Quay Walker. So it'll be a timely penalty that swings the momentum when that happens. A-Dub, were you disgusted by that penalty, or do you respect the effort he was putting forth?
Man, when I think so much about some of the penalties in the game, I have to think like there might have been somewhat of a turnaround. Like double-digit penalties we had against the Saints disgusted me more than this game. But
I'm talking about specifically the Quay Walker, Quay Walker penalty. I'm talking specifically, A-Dub, the Quay Walker penalty took 3 points off the scoreboard and made it 7 points. That didn't get under your skin at all? Did you brush that off? I mean, you're a cool cat. I know. You probably let shit roll right off your back. But did that one get you excited?
Yeah, it just makes me think Quay Walker still has much more maturing to do. Like the guy can still make boneheaded moves while still being young in the league. Like I've seen just as bad last season. Like it still remains to be seen. Quay Walker, you still got more maturing and more growing up to do. You're still making bonehead plays when you shouldn't be, especially when we seen the kind of play that makes me think you are good with us. Like it's just some things you can't let go, and that was one of them. So yeah, it was rattling for me a bit.
Good. Quay actually missed some big tackles in the game as well. Allowed a couple of first downs. He allowed the runner to break the tackle on him to get a first down more than once in the game, which I thought was interesting. But kudos to him. He is maturing. I heard he did not cry in the tunnel this year.
Man, shit, he still had 14 total tackles. He was out there doing more than some of that defense was.
Yeah, I think that's his second 14 tackle game of the season. Extremely impressive.
Yeah.
What do you think, A-Dub? Quay Walker, you good with him?
Yeah,
you good with him?
When it comes, yeah. My only attitude about Quay is that I need you to do more than just make tackles, but at the same time, I'm going to have to see a lot more than anyone else who plays that position with him. Like any other middle linebacker we put on the field out there needs to be able to complement Quay Walker's game just as much.
True. That is true.
That's where I stand right there.
What about A-Dub? I want to ask you.
That was a bad trade, Mike.
The time of possession, 38 minutes for the Lions, 22 minutes for the Packers. That's a difference of 16 minutes. That is a whole quarter of football that you didn't get to have the ball. What do you think about your run defense not being able to stop the Falcons or the Lions running the ball? Does this give you concern?
Yes, but then us having problems on the run defense has been a yearly thing. Like, this is not the first time we had this problem. Like, we had this issue last year and the year before. Like, we still have our issues where we cannot stop the run effectively. So this year isn't very new to me. Like, I was certain this was going to be a thing for us. Like, either it's a scheme thing or it's a personnel thing. Sometimes it's a mix of both. But I'm saying before this season goes forward, we definitely have to find time to address it quickly.
Right. So we always say you can't run the ball and you can't stop the ball. You're going to lose in this league. And I think that was the story of the Lions and Packers game. Our defensive line, your offensive line, you guys couldn't run the ball. We were able to run the ball. I think that was the difference there. Also on third down, Packers could not stay on the field on third down. 3 of 11 for third down. That's not going to get it done, Matt LaFleur. I'm sorry. Where do you put the blame here, A-Dub? Is this on Joe Barry, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, or is it more about what the Lions did?
When I look at this game, I think it's more about what the Lions were able to do. Like, I saw this team being every bit as tough as they look like. Lions, they did everything they were supposed to do on both sides of the ball. Like, they were very good and very persistent offensively, and they did their job when it came to pressurizing Jordan Love and making things difficult for him on defense. So, yeah, the Lions did their part, and they played the game they were supposed to play to win. But as far as blame goes, I can't say it's one person in particular I could blame for this loss. Like, everybody's going to have to take it on the chin for this loss. Jordan Love's got work to do. Matt LaFleur has to figure some things out. And if Joe Barry continues to give us problems in terms of calling his defense, he's out the door. Like, everybody's got to take blame on this.
Right. So, you guys get Las Vegas on the road next week. Chicago gets Washington on the road next week. Minnesota at home against Kansas City, and the Lions are at home against Carolina. It is shaping up pretty good for this Detroit Lions football team, the way the schedule's laid out. All they have to do is go in there and take care of business. Being a 9-point favorite, they damn well should win this game and be sitting at 4-1 when the dust settles next week. It was a great week for in the NFL. A great week 4 here on the NFC North Open Mic. I'd like to thank our guests, Adarian, A-Dub, Packer fan, and Jamez, Minneapolis, Minnesota, for being on the show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your comments tonight as well. Don't forget, we'll be back again next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, every weekday at 11 a.m., we're broadcasting live with NFC North Talk with Russell Wayne. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us at Detroit Lions Villain Squad. For the entire panel and Russell Wayne, I'm Main Event Mike saying, God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not going to be okay.
All right. Thank you for watching this broadcast of NFC North Open Mic with your host, Main Event Mike.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, this is the wind down right here. This is like having a little bit of, a little bit of that Crown, a little bit of that peach Crown mixed with the Sprite, capped off with some ice, shake it up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the live stream link into the comments right now from our YouTube, because we would love you to go over to the YouTube page, subscribe to it, hit that like button. We really do appreciate you being part of our broadcast on this Monday evening. It's almost time for Monday Night Football. Who do you got? Who do you got? It's Monday Night Football.
It's the Seahawks and the Giants. And it is the Seahawks on the road giving up 2.5 to the Giants with no Saquon. Who you got?
Oh, I got it's gonna be the Seahawks. I'm gonna say Seahawks by more than one score. No Saquon. That Seahawks is a good team. They got a good young defense. They got good coaching. Give me the Seahawks.
Sounds like easy money, don't it?
It does.
I'm going to let it all roll on the Seahawks.
Letting it roll. Well, I hope I don't let you down on that one.
It could be that my betting year is over if I lose this one.
Congratulations to the Lions on that win. Because I'm not going to play the Quay Walker drop again before we say off, but I know it's about time for football. This has been the after classic right here, whatever you want to call this. But God bless you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabinda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. Y'all have a great day.